Test the audio one more time. Test the audio one more time. Okay. Change the title there. Hey, nice to see you too, Lamer. Yeah, it's been a while. Decided to come on, see how people are doing. It's been a long few months. Went through some changes myself. Ironically enough, I'm doing good. How are you, Lamer? Hopefully this still works after so long. Wow, OBS Studio still works. And people say things aren't stable in Arch. Just figured I'd check in to the community. Kind of an open chat to see how people are doing. Got myself some nice beverage here. Oh really? How is it? I have a mechanical keyboard of my own. I don't know if it would be considered a gaming keyboard, but let me get this webcam to. Well, this thing, I wouldn't know the technical side of it. I know it feels a hell of a lot better. Like I could see why people like them. Like it feels more sturdy. Like you got like the chiclet keyboards. They don't feel that sturdy. But oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because although to be fair, this one that I have only cost me about $40 from Walmart. I will say, I'm going to start off by saying that for all those Arch naysayers out there, this installation of Arch Linux, it will turn 2 years old in January. It will have been installed on this laptop for 2 years. No reinstallation. It's been hey, yeah. Ben Gentoo is in the house. How you been, man? It has been a while, huh? As I was saying, this installation of Arch Linux has been running for almost 2 years now. And by that, what I mean is that I haven't had to reinstall it. I mean, you could check, if you've seen it, you could see the logs going back to its installation. And it's been, not to say I haven't had bugs here and there. NVIDIA's a pain sometimes, but for the most part, it's treated me pretty well. And I mean, you got the people that say that Arch is unstable. And I will say the only issue I ran into was in the form of NVIDIA Optimus. It turned out to be a Python issue. Optimus Manager was written in Python, and when Python upgraded to 3.9, all my Python apps broke, including the Optimus Manager, which means that the next time I rebooted, it couldn't get to the graphical. But it turned out the fix for that is pretty simple. You just got to reinstall all your Python apps, and then they just start running again for some reason. I don't get it. I'm not a developer. I don't get it, but all I know is that I spent a few hours racking my brain trying to figure that out, and it turned out all I had to do was reinstall the program. So, okay. Got it working again. Nice. Well, to be honest, if I had to pick a distribution that's been piquing my interest lately, I would have to say Cubes OS. I've been looking at a lot of videos about Cubes OS, and it's been piquing my interest as like kind of like a new challenge. Hey Ricky, how you doing? Long time no see. However, the only thing that's really stopping me from installing Cubes is I have the resources for it, don't get me wrong. 32 gigs of RAM, I got like 8 threads and whatever. But what's stopping me is I read on the Cubes website that NVIDIA in particular is a pain in the butt with Cubes. So that's what's stopping me from installing it on this hardware. But it does look very interesting. I've debated trying it in a virtual machine, but I know Cubes is all virtualization. I don't know what virtualization blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't know what virtualization inside of a virtual box would do, so I'm a little hesitant to try that too, but I suppose it can't break anything since it'd be inside of a virtual box. By the way, the beverage of choice is Goose Island. So this is a Christmas IPA. It's pretty good. I might turn this into an open chat. Would you guys be interested in that? If I just get Jitsi going? Okay, let's get this thing on the road here. Okie dokie. Send this link in through the chat. Hopefully this works. so weird. Hmm. Okay.
Yo, Benjamin,
Hey,
how's it going, dude?
there you are.
Yeah, so I am currently trying. Oh, you wouldn't believe the hell I've gone to recently. I am trying to install Arch on this 2013 MacBook Pro. And
Huh.
I gotta tell you, it is. I tried Artix first originally, and you see, Artix uses OpenRC versus System D, and that is like, oh, this MacBook's proving a damn head grinder to get. You see, the challenge I'm facing is it's one of those graphics card situations where you have the
Hmm.
GMUX GPU where the 15-inch models have an Intel and an NVIDIA, but it's not an Optimus chip. This is kind of funny. It by default defaults to the NVIDIA chip instead of the Intel, so it's kind of an opposite situation.
Hmm.
And it's kind of funny because on the Mac portion of the Arch wiki, they actually have you download all this different stuff to try and get the, you know, Intel card working. And the funny thing is, like in Optimus laptops, all the heavy NVIDIA stuff points to the HDMI output and everything like that.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, good God. And then they got this, then they got the Intel cartridge is the better for power management, but the NVIDIA stuff is the better for gaming and everything like that. And it's just like, oh, Christ. So it's kind of a pain in the neck. So it's kind of a similar situation to the Optimus stuff, but not exactly. Because
Hmm.
Apple uses the GMUX technology in this situation. So it's kind of a complex thing to get both working at the same point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It.
Let me, let me just find the Apple MacBook Arch. Yeah. And there's like this huge, lengthy. I'm going to post the link to the MacBook article in here.
Oh
And
man.
you can take a look at it and kind of get a scenario of how involved this whole installation is. And because, I mean, when you see this, and this actually has a high DPI Retina display on it, so a lot of your modern desktops and window managers are not going to look good beyond GNOME, as you can probably guess.
Hmm.
That or Plasma,
Uh,
and
well.
and the XFCE implementation is just junk, obviously, even on 4.14. So it's kind of like my options on this are kind of limited to GNOME, really,
Hmm.
because GNOME has the best high DPI scaling, unfortunately, out of the box.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're looking at that article that I just posted, but yeah, it's kind of
I was. I was actually dealing with Jitsi was acting kind of funny there.
yeah. But
Just. Did
I
you have?
didn't post the MacBook link in the Jitsi chat. I posted it in YouTube.
Hmm.
Well, Lamer, yeah, you can get Plasma to kind of work on the MacBook, but
Hmm.
um, it's not I'm not really a Plasma know-it-all, Lamer. So
Hmm.
um, I've tried it on a Gen 2 2016 ISO with an older version of Plasma, and it scaled okay, but it wasn't the best experience. Now, that's not to say the latest Plasma couldn't hurt, but I'll try it. I don't see any reason not to.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of experience installing Linux onto MacBooks or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why I was asking Ricky to see if, he can sort of. Because there's a MacBook specific kernel they have out there that I might try and see where it leads. Because, yeah, I mean, these instructions, they don't look that bad, but um, this was posted. It doesn't even say when this article was posted. So yeah, but
I'm surprised I got so many people watching after it's been like what, over a year since I've done a stream.
yeah, I was like, wow, he's came back. I almost thought you were completely done with how long you were gone.
I was a little burnt out, I'm not gonna lie, but it was
Well,
most.
hey, man, you are like, in my opinion, one of the better Arch friends that I have, and one of the better Arch guys out there on YouTube. And you've.
I don't know about that. I'm not as knowledgeable. Like I just kind of.
Well, I mean, hey,
I mean,
as far as I know, you and I are the only two people who know about Optimus Manager other than maybe ED.
well, believe me, it was not by choice on my part. It was just something that like.
You just stumbled upon.
Right. Like I was already using Arch. I was mostly familiar with it.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get it like working with the Optimus Manager. Then I stumbled upon Optimus Manager. It started working, and so I said, "Okay, I'm not going to touch it."
Yeah, because at the time I was installing Gen 2 and they didn't have a fork for it, so I just,
And now,
getting that to work on Gen 2 is a pain in the butt.
and now,
So I might try, because there's a script on GitHub called Getch, and what that does is it builds Gen 2 for you, and it optimizes it. And it's by this guy Zorfin, who's got a dot files site and everything like that. And I might download his script because it installs a systemd version of Gen 2, and as you know, because Arch is written in systemd and everything like that, so and Optimus Manager is primarily forked from Arch. So what I might do is download his script and try Optimus Manager on Arch, or not Arch, but on Gen 2 and see how well it goes. Because, I mean, as long as it's in systemd, I would think that it works the same way.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Trouble is, verifying that the e-build actually compiles properly.
Well, because Optimus Manager is a systemd service, I believe.
Yes, and it doesn't work in OpenRC, which is native to Gen 2.
I mean, I'm not like I know there are a lot of people out there that like they hate systemd. They hate it. And I'm like,
I personally see nothing wrong with it.
I'm like, I don't have any. It works. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm not complaining either. I mean, I'm an id system agnostic personally. I don't care one way or the other.
I mean, it's like my whole thing is that like it works. I mean, and like these distributions that come out that refuse to run systemd, it's like that's their pitch is come to us. We don't use systemd. Okay, what are you offering that's new? We don't use systemd.
Well, okay, but what do you use? That's the whole point. Yeah.
So, and
yeah, you're not telling me how to start my services. You're not telling me how to start this and that. How do you make this shit work? Tell me. Like, don't make me have to do an RTFM here, guys.
Right.
I mean, how can I expect it to follow a manual when you're not telling me what it is that I want to know?
And hey, I'm gonna throw this out there too. I don't know if you guys heard me, but from when I installed Arch 2 years ago on this ThinkPad that I got, it's the same install.
It's the same boot. Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
Mean,
haven't had to reinstall it at all.
Well, eventually, Ben. At one point, dude, it's going to there's going to be an update that you're not going to see coming. It's going to go, and you'll have to start over. I mean, it's the nature of Linux. It's going to happen.
Eventually, it will. Well, I've had bugs, I've had breaks, but nothing to the point where I couldn't.
It's catastrophic.
Where I couldn't fix it, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like just a couple.
Eventually, you're going to come to that package or that feature or that what have you that's going to break the install. It's the nature of the beast of Arch, or Gen 2 or any source-based distribution. Example, LFS.
Hang on. See what I'm doing here?
Yeah. You're knocking on wood.
See, so no, it's not going to break now. I
It's
knocked
rock stable.
I knocked on wood. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully
thir-
that's foolproof.
I hope so. But I mean, I had a matter of fact, I had a break that I thought was catastrophic just a couple of days ago. I thought like, oh my god, I'm gonna have
Oh
to
man.
reinstall. Optimus Manager broke
Oh God.
because
It's the last thing you want to break.
a Python update came through,
Oh shoot.
and Optimus Manager, I guess it's a Python application, and so what they don't tell you is that you have to reinstall your Python applications.
Oh
And so,
God.
so the next time I reboot it, it says, "Well, we can't find your graphical interface." I was like, "What the hell happened here?"
Oh,
It took me like 2 hours to figure out that I just had to reinstall Optimus Manager. Then all of a sudden, it worked again.
yeah. Oh, talk about tedious.
I just went into the TTY. I went into a TTY. I was able to get into the command line at least, and I just said, "Yay, Optimus Manager!" Just reinstalled it,
And then it restarted, and then boom.
and it worked.
That's weird, dude. Well, I recently have been keeping up to date with my Storm OS distro, which is. Do you remember my Hackman distro that I've been maintaining?
Yeah, yeah.
I renamed it to Storm OS. I mean, Matthew has recently he's gotten less time to do stuff with people and all that kind of thing, and so he and I have kind of had a falling out and that kind of thing, and so
Still Arch based, right?
yes, it's still an Arch system, and
Good man.
it's just we're now using the Calamaris installer, and we've changed the theming, and so now it's Silent Robot, Seeker, Razor, and a couple of other guys all working with me, and so the team has changed a little bit. So, yeah.
So now, isn't Silent Robot working on Salient?
Yeah, but he's also somewhat on the team with my distro as well. Yeah.
Well,
So we're all.
It's like I was saying earlier. There is one distribution out there that is piquing my interest a little bit.
Yeah.
It's Cubes OS.
What's that based from? Is it LFS or is it something else?
I'm not sure. I think it's its own thing. Maybe it's based on Fedora. It uses the Anaconda installer.
Yeah.
But its basic thing is that it virtualizes everything.
Okay, so
everything is in containers and stuff. It requires like a ton of system resources if you want to get anything out of it. Like I've been seeing videos on it. It's pretty interesting. The only thing that's stopping me, I don't want to install it on this computer because I read on their website that NVIDIA is a pain in the butt with it.
Oh God.
And so I'm absolutely certain that Optimus will not work.
Yeah, then if your graphics cards aren't going to work together, then forget it.
Well, it does. It has Intel, so it wouldn't not work. But
your games and all that kind of stuff isn't going to work.
Right.
And if you don't have your games and your Steam and your Lutris and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of a killer.
Oh, but not only that, but it requires the NVIDIA for me to be able to power the 3 monitors I got right here.
Right, and that's kind of an incentive killer too.
Intel won't do that for me, so I gotta have
because everything with HDMI, regardless of OS that you run, it's going to need that Optimus technology to power all that.
Oh, it doesn't even have HDMI. It has VGA, and I have 2 DP display ports, and I kind of Mickey Moused it together because I put HDMI converters in the display ports.
Oh, that's even worse. I know that feeling. I had to do that with my RX 560 in this tower, and
yeah, Lamer. Yeah, Lamer. Probably not. He says I don't think Cubes OS recommends gaming on it. Probably not.
Nah.
It's more security based. It's more like privacy based.
That's kind of like OpenBSD or FreeBSD. FreeBSD is more userland like GhostBSD, but trouble with OpenBSD is the fact that it's more server and security, and for the longest time, OpenBSD still supported KDE4, but now they've completely dropped it from the repos. So, yeah, they were still, and I didn't know that they were killing it off. And actually, as a matter of fact, Gentoo still has the third-party repo called KDE Sunset, where they're still hosting somewhat updated KDE4 packages.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay, this is a bit strange.
Yeah, it's true. They, Cubes is kind of interesting though. From what I've been able to tell from the videos that I've been seeing, I haven't tried it yet. But like every application opens up like the virtual machines port the apps to like the host, so it looks like it's running on the regular machine, but if they're really coming from like VMs, it's
yeah.
So it's got a Debian, it's got a Fedora, it's got a
lot of different stuff.
Unix, and they're all different VMs. You could even make VMs that are disposable. You can make one for banking, one for this, one for that, one for that, and make them all.
Yeah.
It's something that's like it's something I want to like take a closer look at, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, I ordered this HP ProBook with an i7 and it's a 4530S. I don't know if you've ever heard of that line of laptops. But, well, they were really popular back in the day for their Hackintosh compatibility. And, you know, I'm trying out Gentoo on it because it came with this Raylink Wi-Fi, and I was going to originally run it for Mac OS and that sort of thing. Yeah, and unfortunately it came with a Raylink chip that doesn't work in Mac. So right now I'm using Gentoo on it. And so I had to buy an Atheros 9285 card. And that's supposed to come in tomorrow, but USPS being the nutballs that they are, it hasn't updated, and it's still saying it's supposed to come tomorrow.
Well, well, I mean, unfortunately, the USPS is still busy mailing in ballots right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it comes in tomorrow, but if not, you know, I'm going to call them up and just say, hey, you know, it's supposed to come such and such. What's going on?
So, by the way, that was a joke. Don't want to get political here.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm not going to get political either. I'm just saying, you know, the mail service is being a little bit finicky right now. But anyway, yeah. And the last version of OpenBSD to support KDE4 was 6.7, because in 6.8 they got rid of it for the repos. So.
But I mean, to be honest though, if I had to pick like a backup distro, like let's say that Arch went total kaput, which means Manjaro's gone too, because Manjaro to me is a close second.
Yes.
If I
it would probably be.
For me, it would be OpenSUSE actually.
OpenSUSE, huh?
Yeah.
SUSE has always been a good system, but personally, if Arch died, like completely with Manjaro along with it, like you said, I'd probably go Ubuntu, and I mean Xubuntu, not Ubuntu. I'd either that or I'd probably do Gentoo, maybe, because that's hard as a daily driver. Or SUSE, like you said, because SUSE is a good distro. I'll give them that. But I'm just not familiar with the package manager.
Zypper is amazing, I think.
Yeah, I've just never gotten used to it personally.
I mean, I played with OpenSUSE for a while in like a VM or something.
Yeah.
And I think
I like SUSE, don't get me wrong, because green, but you can color it however you want. But I mean, it's, you know, I would just have to play around with it, learn it, that kind of thing.
I did an experiment about a year ago before I went like burnout mode, where I installed OpenSUSE and I tried to install i3 and get it set up the same way I had it on Arch.
Yeah.
It was an interesting experience. I don't think OpenSUSE is really built for i3 though. But I
Nah,
got it to
it's
work,
not.
but um,
It doesn't. Yeah, it's for what it comes with, which is usually XFCE or one of the modern normal daily driver desktops, not a window man.
looks like we got a third player here.
You
Well,
getting it?
Ricky,
You getting it set up, Ben?
I haven't started it, Ricky.
Mm.
I have to.
Well,
I've got Storm on a flash drive, but I'll write it. I'll write the Arch to that USB as well in a minute. You see, Ricky, I'm using a thing called All-in-One Boot Extractor, where it allows me to make an AIO flash drive with Windows and Linux on it at the same time.
interesting.
Anyway,
So
yeah,
Lamer's saying that his second would be Fedora. I have to agree with that. Nowadays, I would say so. I've heard the Fedora's making some pretty interesting moves.
Yes,
That
but
might-
the problem with them is, Benjamin, is that they've got, they have this like philosophy where they don't support out of the box non-free codecs and things like that.
That's my only problem with them. By the way,
Yeah.
I love that philosophy. My
But-
computer hates it.
Yeah, as does mine. I don't hate that philosophy, don't get me wrong, but there's just some things we as users have to have that pure distros don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, and us as Linux, I want to say Linux Pro users, we cannot live without, even if we were newbies. We would have to use those non-free codecs and things to get by on a daily basis.
Although I do hear that they made it easier to get those things now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Like the interesting things I've been hearing about Fedora is that they're starting to swap out Pulse Audio with something.
A-Pulse.
Actually, it's not that, Ben. From what I've heard, and this is something that Distro2 pointed out, Pulse Audio is being swiped out for something called, I think it's called Pipewire, I think.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
it.
I've never even heard of that, Ricky.
Pipewire. That was it. I knew it. I forgot the name. Thanks for reminding me, Ricky.
Yeah,
That was it. It was Pipewire.
yeah. But you can still use Pulse Audio while it's still being developed. But I don't know how long it's going to last, really. Because, I mean, all these old things we've done in the past that we're just so used to, we kind of have to start migrating over to newer things over time.
Well, but I kind of agree with it. Like Pulse Audio can be kind of a pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's old, but it's still...
It does what I need it to do, which I don't do that many advanced things with it. So I guess I wouldn't know. But
I mean, all I use it for is my AirPods from Apple, and I mean, not just that, but it's if I'm going to run Linux, and it's the main sound system that I use every day. If I didn't have Pulse Audio on my system, I don't know where I'd be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Lamer says a Fedora workstation does have an NVIDIA repo installed, just not enabled. It says it's one button away.
Yeah, the Fedora and NVIDIA is not so bad. But the problem with Fedora is that I have to, any Linux distro on this Dell laptop behind me, is it has a Broadcom Wi-Fi card. And I have to use this huge USB dongle in order to get the card working, no matter what distro I install. And I'm honestly thinking about trying Fedora on that laptop again, using this Wi-Fi dongle temporarily, just to get the system set up.
Wait, so what's the Wi-Fi card you said?
It's a DW1560, and it uses a Broadcom chipset.
Broadcom.
Yeah,
Oh, don't get me
it's a
started on
pain in
Broadcom.
the- It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, believe me, I know.
I
I
posted
just
I posted this video as being family friendly, so I'm not even going to talk about Broadcom. It will go
oh,
down
dude, believe me,
the stream will
I
go
couldn't
down the
even.
tube so fast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been saying bad words for the past couple minutes,
No,
but
I'm not.
regardless,
I'm not knocking you for that.
Broadcom. Yeah.
I'm
Oh
thinking about all
God.
the words that I would say to describe it.
Oh,
My
jeez.
gosh, it was a
Believe me,
nightmare.
that Wi-Fi. Oh God.
I had to,
Broadcom. As Fat used to say, read between the lines.
I had to, I had to wire my laptop into the router to install any distro to it, then go in the
Oh,
repositories to download the driver for the Broadcom chip inside of it.
oh
Why
God.
should I have to do that?
Just to get your Wi-Fi enabled. Just to include the binary blobs. Go to town.
The good news is that Broadcom is kind of fading out. It's not really used that much anymore. And number two, since I had that nightmare of a situation, I have not. That's like one of the things I pay attention to on a laptop now. When I'm buying a new one, I always check to make sure it doesn't have Broadcom.
Yeah, that Broadcom crap.
So
Oh God.
lesson was
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah, lesson learned for sure. Well, unfortunately, that laptop also has a dual boot of Mac OS on it, and the problem is Mac OS. It does have Intel Wi-Fi support, but the only downside is the MacBook I have installed, installing Arch on, has the same qualms. So
I think this
It's
one
the
has
same.
Intel. I eventually bought an
Uh,
I eventually did end up buying an external.
dongle.
It was a
Yeah.
Ray. It was a Raylink. It was a Raylink, and it had an antenna. It had unbelievable range. Like it was an impressive card.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh,
mean,
Yeah.
by the way, Ben. Just letting you know, new version of Manjaro just came out.
I saw that.
Really?
Oh, Manjaro.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually downloaded that. Yeah, it was pretty good.
speaking of new releases, I just recently visited the MX website. Did you know that Did you know they have a KDE and a Fluxbox edition now?
Well, actually, Benjamin, they've had a KDE spin since the Debian 8 days,
Oh, well,
and that was back in the days of KDE 4, as a matter of fact.
I'm a little tardy to the party then, but I thought
Yeah, dude, you are.
I thought it was only XFCE for MX. So
No, it was a community spin, the KDE 4 spin that they had.
so now the KDE must have moved it to an official spin then.
I moved it to Plasma, yeah.
Because it was Plasma 5 that I was looking at.
Yeah, they've had a KDE 4 version before.
But I downloaded it. I want to check out their Fluxbox edition. That
Oh,
sounds
I
interesting.
don't know if I showed you this, but I don't know if you knew about this, but I got a Ryzen laptop finally.
That's a Verizon laptop?
Ryzen.
Ryzen. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, it's and I'm actually thinking of re-putting either Gen 2 or LFS on that machine.
Well, I'll see you in a week.
LFS. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ben, I made some adjustments to my desktop environment. You want to see it?
Sure.
Gross. Yeah. Let's see what Ricky's rocking now.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Alrighty.
it's not loaded yet, Ricky. Oh yeah, there it is. Is this still the Arch build, Ricky, or is this just straight up Ubuntu Mate?
When I open the terminal, you're going to get your answer.
Oh God. It's Endeavor. Oh. Yeah.
But look what shell I'm using. I'm using Fish.
Yeah, I've used that before.
Yeah, I got fish too. Matter of fact, I followed DT's installation to get a Starship on. Oh wait, is it Starship?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, Ricky. To answer your question you sent me on Discord was the fact that. Oh, by the way, guys, before I get into going into my Arch install, my dog Ginger, she's peeing all over the place in my house. She is having a lot of challenges right now. She's old. She's like 17 years old in dog years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's part Beagle, part Collie, so she lived a little longer than most dogs are supposed to live. Because dogs generally go 13 to 15, I believe, at least in her particular situation. And we might have to just bite the bullet, put her down if this certain med doesn't work. So, yeah. Anyway, the issue I'm having is, Ricky, is that I installed Artix instead of stock Arch. And I was...
Well, I did have a thought as well, Ben. I mean, what environment do you have on Artix right now?
XFCE, and the problem is XFCE has poor high DPI support for the 15-inch MacBooks, and I was thinking of just going to pure Arch with vanilla GNOME.
Well,
what?
You are aware that you can change the kernel in Artix.
I was going to do that, but they're using the same. They're using the same Pac-Man stuff, but they're using entirely different base repos, from what I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking of going to pure regular Arch.
Hey, so so Ricky, you got some Doom 3 going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I've been porting in a lot of my favorite games to Linux. The Doom 3 you see in front of you, it is the native Linux version. I got this by using the Lutris and Skull script in order to transfer the Steam data of my Windows copy of Doom 3 into a native Linux version.
Here's what I'm gonna ask you now, Ricky. Have you seen the perfected Doom 3 mod?
Perfected Doom 3? No, I have not.
Look that one up. Oh my gosh! It not only does it improves the graphics a little bit, but it allows you in Doom 3, mind you, not the Resurrection of Evil, but Doom 3, stock Doom 3, you could dual wield the super shotguns.
Oh my god!
I just discovered it like not that long ago, and I've been having so much fun with that.
Also, I have I have Unreal Tournament Game of the Year Edition, Unreal Tournament 99. I am operating this through Steam via Proton. I also got a few of these other games here are native Linux versions, like Blaster, Bit Blaster XL, Gary's Mod, Portal 2, Quake 2. This is a Linux native version using the Yamaji engine, and also and also in my games area right up here, I also got Quake 1 operating under the Dark Places engine.
Oh man!
And I also have a DOSBox.
Wow, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, I can operate literally old Windows programs for there if I wanted to. But no. Basically, this is Endeavour OS, though I made it look identical to Ubuntu Mate.
That wallpaper is misleading, but I will let you have it. I thought you went total noob on me with your Ubuntu. Kidding.
With your Ubuntu install.
There's nothing wrong with running Ubuntu, folks. We've all been there. We've all done it.
No, but one of the next objectives, I think, for me on a different computer at some point, once I get another tower, is I am going to set up a new Endeavor OS, but this one's going to be different.
Yeah.
I'm going to I will swipe out the main kernel for the Linux Zen kernel. This way, I can use Anbox, and so I can use Android apps on that machine.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about switching to the Zen kernel myself because I heard it's good with gaming.
Yeah.
Isn't that why the Zen kernel was basically developed? Was for gaming?
Huh.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I have zero experience with the Zen kernel.
It's
Yeah,
surprising.
I've never. I mean, there's several different Linux kernels. If I'm correct, there's also a Linux Libre kernel that can give your kernel a bit more of a false boost.
Uh,
I wouldn't do that to my computer. Bye bye.
Heavens
Bye
no.
bye Nvidia.
Bye bye Nvidia, indeed. Look at that.
Why won't my computer boot up?
Because you're on the wrong kernel, dang it.
But hey, look at the bright side. At least I'm free, okay?
Yeah.
I'm Libre.
Yeah, that's the only plus to it.
Richard Stallman would be so proud of me, even though I can't even get onto my damn computer.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the same thing, man. I'd be like, no, shut up. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, not to knock Stallman off. I mean, yes, he's made terrible mistakes, but
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, I look at it this way. Yes, I still refer to him as a monster, but when it comes to what he developed and what he made, I still say this to some people: without him and
He
Linus
wouldn't have-
Torvalds, without Linus Torvalds and without Richard Stallman's software and stuff, we wouldn't have Linux.
This is true.
No. I mean, without their contributions, we wouldn't have anything that Linux is today.
Here's what I would say about Richard Stallman.
Yes.
It's the same thing as with my when it comes to certain things, I tend to lean towards like libertarian philosophies, and when it comes to politics. But like, here's the thing: Richard Stallman's philosophy is like libertarianism. It only works if everybody else is on board.
Mhm.
Like the Libre philosophy, it's great, but it only works if every company, everybody gets on board with it,
Yes.
or at least the majority gets on board with it.
Yeah. If
If don't,
if both parties don't agree, it'll not work.
right, it's like the libertarians. You know, they want everything free and everything this and that's great. That's great, but that only works if the rest of the world is libertarian too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. And there's only so many cases where that works.
Right. It's like,
And if it doesn't for everybody else, how's it going to work for you? It might work for you, it might work for this, that, and the other person, but not for everybody else. Ah, ow. Yeah, I'm just writing a Fedora image to my flash drive right now. You see, Benjamin, I bought this this 64 gig flash drive that can fit a bunch of ISOs on it, and I'm using it as a Windows and a Linux multi-boot flash drive to boot all my operating systems on.
so you're using that new tool I saw.
Yeah, it's called All-in-One Boot Extractor. It's not exactly new. It's been around for a while, but here I'll show it to you. Give me just a second.
Anyway, Ricky,
Yeah.
I was saying earlier that the one distro that has kind of been piquing my interest has been Cube's
Oh.
OS.
Black screen.
I've been wondering about cubes as well since I want to
Ignore
see
the
how
switch.
it works and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, Benjamin. Ignore the switch word. This is the Ail Boot Extractor right here. It's very handy because you can pick Windows, Linux, admin tools, whatever you want, and throw it onto a flash drive.
Hmm. That's not what I
Yeah.
saw though. That's not the tool that I saw though. The tool I saw was
Uni?
it allowed. I think it started with the U. You could pick
Yeah.
like a bunch of ISOs and throw.
Well, Uni starts with a Y actually. Yeah,
Maybe.
it's yeah.
Yeah, basically you pick a bunch of ISOs, you stick them on the flash drive, and when you put them, you could pick which ISO to boot from when you boot it.
Yeah. Well, there's so many tools out there that let you do that. It's hard just to pinpoint this one.
That's it. Unet booting, I think.
Unit booting. No. That's been around since the 10.04 days of Ubuntu. But yeah, there's how many different tools that you can put on a flash drive. It ain't even fun.
As for other distros that have piqued my interest, two in particular, since it was on the Linux news sites a few weeks ago that two particular Gentoo based distros now have a partnership.
Oh yes. Fun2 and
Fun2 and Sabellion.
yes.
Well, Sabayon has been superseded by something else. Actually, it's not called Sabayon anymore. It's
Something else.
Yeah, let me go to Sabayon. Let's.
Because didn't they change the name? Didn't they change the name and fork it?
Oh, they're joining Fun2.
Mm.
They're merging with Fun2, as a matter of fact. Yeah, they're rebranding into Mochaccino OS.
Mochaccino.
They're named after a coffee.
No, I get it. Listen, it's because it's based on Gentoo, so it's going to keep you up all night like coffee would.
Oh my god!
It makes sense, guys.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And by the way, I did discover Yacey.
Yeah.
It's like a.
that privacy search engine.
Yeah, it runs on the peer-to-peer network.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't actually opening it for that. I was gonna look up that.
Oh, by the way, holy, yeah, I'm actually building not Chromium binary, but normal Chromium on Gentoo right now, and oh my god, it's taking forever.
Normal Chromium on Gentoo. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Chromium on Gentoo. Yeah.
By the way, Benjamin, what do you think of this new competitor to Chrome OS, the Ubuntu Web Remix?
I haven't heard about it.
Basically, it's a competitor to Chrome OS, but this one is based on Firefox and Ubuntu. It's basically a Firefox OS, basically.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'd be interested to see what. No, it wasn't Unet booting. I think Unet booting was meant to just make a one
It makes
bootable ISO.
one USB stick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Basically, back in the 10.04 days, Unet booting was our answer to Rufus.
Yeah.
Now everything is just etchers, just a miracle tool. But back in the day, honestly, like Unet booting was fine, I guess, but it never worked for me either, even back then. The only foolproof method that I had that created a bootable USB every single time without error was DD, command line tool.
BD has been the most foolproof way, other than Etcher or Rufus.
I'm
to
talking
make
about.
it
I'm
work.
talking before Etcher was even a
Yeah.
thing.
Etcher was even around. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Etcher.
Hey, Lamer, what's up, buddy?
Lamer.
Hmm.
Yeah, Lamer's here. He's like one of the few guests we have in the chat.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's the name of it. Ubuntu WebOS. Yes.
Ubuntu Web Edition, yeah. I have yet to try that version of Ubuntu.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna wait a while just so it can mature a little bit before I even try it.
By the way, guys, I am trying out XFC 4.16 pre-version 2 on Gen 2 right now on this HP.
Yeah.
And I've been testing it on multiple installs, and I haven't had any issues. And Ricky, I'm actually planning to try and make a Gen 2 installer that's up to date other than Xgent with Calamaris.
Oh, you're planning to actually make a Gentoo installer?
Yes, my own Gen 2 ISO with Calamaris.
I wish you luck, dude.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but I have found I'm not going to use for sales from or Vasile from Redcore. I'm going to use this project called Catalyst from within the Gen 2 repos and see how that goes. Because I did find a Gen 2 wiki page called on how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to see if I can make it work.
One thing I have been noticing, guys, Ghost BSD has taken off like a rocket like over the past month or two. It has been cranking out version after version. I think management has picked up over there.
It must have. Oh, and Ricky, the OpenBSD project has officially dropped support for KDE4. They are now moving into Plasma.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, because they have been the last, as far as I know, the last BSD to support 4.
Well, here's the thing. It's the last BSD to support KDE4, but it's not the last Linux distro. I mean, Slackware still supports it because of Slackware 14, and Rosa Linux still supports KDE4.
Yeah. Yeah, Rosa and Slackware still run it. But if you run Slackware current, you're going to be stuck on Plasma.
Yeah.
Which isn't such a big deal. I mean, KDE4 has had a very good run over the years, but it's just dead.
I mean, the last time KDE4 was ever good was at least 5 years ago.
It was actually last updated in 2017, so...
Oh.
It's had a... What? It came out in 2011, so it had a 6-year run. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
I mean, 6 years. I mean, that's not. That's. If I'm correct, isn't 6 years longer than the other KDE variants?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of KDE, a very old version of KDE has been re-released in the AUR.
Which one?
KDE 1.
What the fuck? Oh my god. KDE 1 is in the AUR?
Yeah, it's in the AUR. KDE 1 is a desktop environment, and it's been remastered. It has been remastered and it is now able to work on modern systems.
Wow.
You say it's in the AUR?
Yeah, it's in the AUR.
That kind of has my interest piqued. I'll do it in a virtual box. But
now besides the Mate desktop environment, the other desktop environment that I have also been tinkering around with is the Common Desktop Environment (CDE) from the Unix workstation days.
Yeah. And actually, Benjamin, there is actually KDE4 inside the AUR that I've noticed.
But if I'm correct, don't you still have to get the e-builds for it?
No, you're thinking Gen 2. This is on Arch.
Oh, so a KDE4 is in Arch.
Yes, in the AUR.
What's
And I
the
might
name?
actually-
What's the name of the file?
I'll have to look it up, but I actually have the .package files in my Google Drive, as a matter of fact, and yeah, I just downloaded those because I would just download those if you're going to do it, Ricky, because I think it'll save you a lot of time and headache.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing it would just be another way to just install it much quicker.
Probably, yeah. Because I tried to compile it from within the AUR. I encountered some errors. I don't know if those said errors have been fixed.
I've also been looking into Trinity as well.
Trinity is a nice desktop.
Yeah, I mean it preserves the KDE 3.5, which I hear from a lot of KDE users that 3.5 was really popular.
Yeah. And I might actually do a video sometime soon about installing KDE 4 on Arch, as a matter of fact.
I'm pretty sure it's much easier than Gen 2.
Oh, believe me, it is. All you do is, I might actually do a video on it here tomorrow after my job interview with Spectrum.
Oh, you possibly have a job, dude?
Yeah, tomorrow I have an interview for about an hour with Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's, it's full time, but, I don't know how often I'll be working.
Yep.
Though.
Oh, by the way, Benjamin, Arch Linux has a brand new desktop environment.
Which one?
Yeah?
UKUI.
What the heck is that?
UKUI is the official desktop environment for Ubuntu Kylin.
The Kylin version.
I heard that Ubuntu Kylin is actually pretty beautiful.
It is. I've seen pictures of it.
Okay.
I remember seeing videos about this. It was like an app. This is honestly what's been is killing me now. Like I'm trying to remember the name of. There was this app that would allow you to pick multiple USBs, put it on a USB stick, and it must have changed its name or something, because
it must have.
It was something crazy. It was something that I would never remember unless I used it on a daily basis.
Okay, let's see. Officially supported desktops. Yeah, UKUI. That's the newest one. Other than that, no other new additions to that. But for unofficial supported, there are two new additions. KDE 1 is the first one. The second one is called Posh. What Posh is a Wayland user shell interface based on GNOME, useful on mobile devices. And you can actually test out the environment on the computer.
That is very impressive, Ricky.
As for window managers, I have not yet looked at window managers.
So it looks like I'm looking at UKUI here.
Yeah. I'm just writing the latest Arch ISO to my flash drive now. There is a typo.
Oh, here we go.
Now that looks very different. Yeah, look at that. Looks like it's in Chinese. I won't be able to. Sorry, guys, I won't be able to read the Chinese for you.
Hell no. I can't read Chinese either.
Distribution is supporting UK UI. Never heard of this last one. Open Euler?
Holy cow, we got several new window managers.
Really?
A whole bunch of them. Okay, let's see here. Okay, for stacking window managers, there's 9WM X11 window manager inspired by Plan 9's Row. Barry, healthy bite-sized window manager written in C for Unix systems. It's controlled via command line client, allowing users to control Windows via a hotkey domain such as SXHKD or expand functionality via shell scripts. It provides extendable theming options with double borders, title bars, and window text. Very intuitively replace new windows in unoccupied spaces and supports virtual desktops. The other one is called Egg WM, which is a lightweight QT4, QT5 window manager. There's also Goom WWM. This one is written in C as a clean room software project. It manages Windows in a minimal floating layout while providing flexible keyboard-driven controls for window switching, sizing, moving, tagging, and tiling. It is also fast, lightweight, modeless, Zenorama aware, and EWMH compatible wherever possible. The other one is called JBWM, which is a window manager based on Evil WM, with a minimal configuration size of approximately 16 kilobytes. Focus on small binary size and usability, incorporating optional tile bars and XFT title bar font rendering as compile time options. JBWM also features easier to use key bindings than Evil WM.
That's interesting. I'm looking at the UK UI site. You see the animations there? It looks like almost like look. That reminds me of Deepin a little bit, right? That animation right there that I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
See how the guy is kind of collapsing it. It turns into that start menu, and then he opens it back. That looks to me like a Deepin thing. I'm just scrolling through it just to see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. It looks pretty good, honestly. I might give it a shot. Like, I hope it's not in Chinese. That would be a problem.
Yeah, because you can't read what you're looking at.
It's like I'm just shooting in the dark at that point. If I break my system.
Yeah. That'd be like really not helpful.
This might be what I was looking for. It just says multi-boot USB.
Yeah.
Huh.
That would be nice.
By the way, this is the Qt web browser. The Qt browser.
Qt browser, yeah. I've never tried that.
Isn't the Qt browser the ideal browser for window manager for tiling window managers?
I think so. It's
I've seen my friend Meshi use that before.
I mean, like, I'm no expert at it, but like the more I use it, the more I'm liking it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always seen and heard good things about that browser, but I just could never figure out how the heck to set the damn thing up.
Oh,
Qt browser.
What I learned from it, I learned from I guess it's kind of a shout out. The first person that I learned it from was HexDSL. And I think, matter of fact, DT did some videos on the Qt browser too.
Oh, cool. Well, maybe you and I can get together sometime, Benjamin, and you can
And
walk me through some stuff with it.
he's got a pretty decent config file for it, and I just kind of hacked on that one a little bit.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can send me that over, and I can take a look at it and just play around with it, maybe. Because I haven't messed with it much before, but maybe sometime you and I can get together and just play around with it for me sometime.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to try that browser, but because I was thinking of getting back into the window manager, tinkering and that kind of thing. I've always wanted to try that browser, but it's just because I don't really do a whole lot online except for playing with YouTube and downloading things and that. It's just the fact that I want to get away from using Chrome so much and things like that. And I just want a more minimal browser, something that I can still do all my stuff in, but just in more of a minimal situation.
Well, one of the ways you can get away from Chrome is, you can do ungoogle Chromium, which is Chromium without the Google services.
So
Yeah.
So basically, what I got here, this is like the basic Qt browser.
Yeah.
Normally, it would come with the tabs on the top and the address bar on the bottom, but I got those to auto hide.
Yeah.
If I want to open up a website, I just go to hit O for open, and I got a bunch of the quick marks here. I can pick.
Yeah, cool.
Say Arch Linux. And by the way, this is not Dark Reader that I got using on here.
It's
a dark mode.
Oh, okay.
It's a dark mode that comes with it. I learned about it by actually looking at DT's config file.
Yeah.
But let's say I want to go to DuckDuckGo. I just start typing that in, and it's all dark. Let's say I want to type in the thing there. I want to hit F, right? And you see all the letters that just popped up here?
We don't see your screen, man.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Be right back, guys.
Okay, Ricky. Because right now on my Gentoo system here, I'm using a Chromium binary. I don't have Qt browser installed at the moment.
Okay. How's that?
That's actually, I like that, as a matter of fact. There's no window borders. There's no nothing at all.
Whoops. I got my... Looks like it hit my OBS for some reason. Application window.
Yeah, we want... Yeah. Oh, finally XFCE. Yeah, I already have an i3 config in my GitHub, but I'm wanting to add said browser to that, as a matter of fact, Benjamin.
Okay, I tell you what, how about now when I switch to the other workstation?
Now I see your browser, yeah.
Okay, you're not seeing OBS or anything like that, right?
I'm not seeing nothing like that, no.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
This is
let's say
this is your config for Qt browser.
so I'm here on my DuckDuckGo page, right? Let's say I hit F, right?
Yeah.
I hit F. You see all the letters just popped up everywhere.
Yeah.
Each one of those is a clickable link. So all I had to do is hit the letter of the one that I want. So I can just hit A. It opens up the settings, right? And I can just hit A again for the. If I want to go into, I hit G, and it goes into insert mode, so I can start typing in the search bar.
What key was that for insert again?
Well, if you just click on a text box, it automatically goes into insert mode.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say I start typing in Arch Linux. Then I hit the search key. J to go down, K to go up.
So it's all about how you set up the keywords and all that.
Right. Well, it's Vim based, so.
I'm not very familiar with that text editor.
Me neither. I mean, I know the basics.
I've always played around with Nano more than Vim.
I know like the HJKL kind of thing. I know at least like.
I'm okay with Vim, but I prefer Nano personally.
So say I want to click one of the links. I say F, and I hit HL to
Yeah.
go to Arch.nx
I
and
mean,
Arch.nx website.
I know how to do like the quote or the colon Q colon whatever. I know certain things in Vim, but I'm not a Vim like nutty buddy.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I tried links, I've tried
Hmm.
e-links, I've tried all these things, and they're great. They're great. I love the text-only browsers because I don't know. I love the text-only stuff for some reason. Like that,
I
I'm
get you.
kind of a geek for that. But like a lot of websites don't come up right,
No, they
and
don't.
and it becomes a pain. So like I think this is like the kind of like the best balance you can get.
Between the two. Yeah.
Right.
I get it. I mean,
But
I'm
like,
not opposed to those things, but I'm just not, you know.
okay, let me see. I got Genie open here. I'm gonna show you the um.
Yeah, so Genie is your text editor of choice, huh?
Kinda. It's what I use for the most part. I'm not really a programmer. I just kind of use it to edit like config files and stuff like that.
Okay.
But basically, the
Yeah.
your Qt browser config file would be in
Yeah.
your .config Qt
Yeah.
browser config.py. It's a Python file, I think. .py. Yeah.
I've never messed with
It's
Python to that
Python.
level.
And
Yeah. Okay.
so like, here's where you set the colors, and down here there's a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that the DT added these in. That you could change like the style of. You could actually change the style of the websites. So you could change it to like Darkula or whatever that thing.
I like
Socialized.
that color, yeah.
And it'll. Granted, it's not great.
No.
It's not great. It doesn't do a good job, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice wallpaper. Is that a rotating wallpaper thing you got going on?
No, it's
What is that?
Uh-oh. What did I do?
You did something funky.
Oh, I had it on share screen, so it did the vortex effect. Um, no, actually, I found a Mac OS wallpaper that extends all three monitors.
Nice.
So it's one image. So each monitor is 1920 by 1080. So the wallpapers.
Nice.
The wallpapers I'm looking for are 1920 times 3, so the 5760 by 1080. And with i3, I find it a pain in the butt with certain desktop environments, but with Nitrogen plus i3, it's so easy. I just click the wallpaper, tell it I want to do full screen, and it just automatically stretches it through all the three monitors. With KDE, I had to take the triple screen monitor, the triple screen image, take it into GIMP, I think it was, split it into 3, and put one wallpaper over here, one of them over here, one of them over here. What a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And the same might be said for, the same could be said for, XFCE, something like that,
So that's one of those cases where I'm like, i3 for the win,
Yeah, man.
I'm just like, man. It's like the things you would never expect to be easier is actually easier on i3.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna reboot into Gen 2. Gosh. Yeah. Ricky is AFK. Yeah. Now, the only sad thing about this HP that we have here is that it's a low-res 1366 screen, which kind of sucks. And Benjamin froze. Really? Yeah, you froze, dude. I can hear you, but I can't see you moving. which is not good. Alright. I don't know what's going on here. And yeah, I see White DM on Gen 2. Hell yeah. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, now it works now. Yep, reset it. Okay. That is weird. Okay. Okay. What happened to Ricky? Jitsi is echoing. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, he had to step away, Lamer, for a second. I'll be right back. Oh, mercy. Let's see. Here comes Benjamin. Oh, Ricky, 1 and 2. Huge mistake. Yeah. Welcome back. Hey, you're back. Yeah, he should be able to because he's on the microphone. I don't know, man. Yeah. That was weird. Wasn't anything else, yeah. OBS isn't picking you up, it says. He says, you might have to check it. He says he can hear me, but not you. Shh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to reboot. That's strange. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, but the stream doesn't.